The clock is ticking down to the absolute final hour for Kazuma Okamoto's MLB posting deadline, and while the giants of the market are closing massive deals, like Shota Imanaga securing a groundbreaking $54 million guarantee with the Astros, the silence surrounding the Yomiuri slugger is deafening, leading many mainstream reports to fear he is facing a catastrophic market failure. But what if this eerie silence is not failure, but the deliberate, calculated strategic deployment of the greatest negotiator in baseball history, Scott Boras?
Welcome back to 604 News Now, where we break down the complex, high-stakes chess match of Japanese baseball stars entering the American market, peeling back the layers on the intense pressure cooker surrounding Okamoto, and why his situation is fundamentally different from the guaranteed deals landed by Imanaga, and the slightly riskier but completed contract for Munetaka Murakami.
The conventional wisdom, the narrative you hear everywhere, is rooted in the hard numbers, and we must acknowledge the caution the league is exercising right now. When Murakami, a pure left-handed hitting phenom, settled for just a 2-year, $34 million contract with the White Sox, it sent a shockwave through NPB evaluation. It became crystal clear that MLB teams, scarred by past high-profile international hitting busts, are treating Japanese batters as inherently high risk, regardless of their age or NPB dominance. As veteran MLB analyst Kenji Mita stated bluntly on his podcast last week, "Look at the numbers. Murakami's contact skills and superior walk rate gave him a higher projected offensive floor than Okamoto." The fact that Murakami secured only $34 million means MLB fundamentally views NPB hitters as a high-risk investment right now. Okamoto, comparatively, is looking at maybe 3 years, $30 million, a potential downgrade from what he could have achieved if he'd waited a year, simply because the market has tightened. Mita's analysis focuses purely on offensive output. Okamoto's peak exit velocity data points might lag marginally behind Murakami's career best marks, and that's enough to spook risk-averse general managers seeking the next Ohtani or Ichiro. However, that perspective dangerously overlooks the non-batting skills that make Okamoto a truly valuable commodity in the American League, and this is where Boras's leverage begins to build. The market is not just buying a bat, they are buying an athlete who is plug-and-play at the hot corner. We've spoken with several scouts who strongly refute to lowball contract expectations. Mita and the data crunchers are missing the entire defensive component, argued Rick V., a former American League scout, in an exclusive conversation. Okamoto's glove at third base is clean, consistent, and durable. He's rated around a +8 defensive runs saved over the last 2 seasons, while Murakami's defensive metrics are significantly softer, requiring a DH spot or maybe a move across the infield. In the MLB, consistent above-average defense at the hot corner holds immense value, particularly in the National League. That longevity and stability, the ability to play 140-plus games yearly without missing a beat, is worth at least an extra $15 million in guaranteed money. Boras knows this. Okamoto's floor is absolutely not 3 years, $30 million. It's closer to a guaranteed $40 to $45 million. This brings us to the core conflict, the tyranny of the posting deadline itself. The negotiation window, set by the NPB and MLB, forces Japanese players to hit the market while many top-tier American free agents are still unsigned. MLB teams are prioritizing the known quantity, delaying their evaluation of the international pool until the last possible moment, hoping to drive down the price. This inherent structural flaw in the posting system means, as the Japanese media correctly points out, that truly elite Japanese players are often bought cheap because they are forced to adhere to a deadline that doesn't align with the slower, winter-long pace of the American free agency period. There's a legitimate case to be made that the NPB needs to push this deadline back by at least 10 days, or even 2 weeks, to allow their stars to access the full value of the market after the initial wave of signings. But this is where Scott Boras enters the stage as the master conductor. Boras is not a man who accepts being undercut by a calendar date. He uses the pressure of that calendar date as his ultimate weapon. The speculation has focused heavily on the Angels, needing a third baseman after the Anthony Rendon situation, and the Pittsburgh Pirates, known for taking risks on undervalued talent. Yet the Angels feel like a deliberate red herring, possibly leaked by Boris himself to pressure other suitors.
Many believe the Padres, despite their bloated payroll, are now out of the running, especially with the presence of Yuki Matsui in their bullpen. But this assumption is precisely the plot twist we need to consider. The truth is, Boris has been playing a high-stakes game of chicken. He has intentionally slowed the process, allowing the deadline to loom large, creating a perception of panic that benefits him, not the teams.
He is seeking a short-term, high average annual value deal, maybe 3 years, which maximizes Okamoto's earnings now and gives him a crucial chance to opt out before the 2027 CBA negotiations, mirroring the contract structure he achieved for Imanaga. A 6-year moderate AAV deal is worthless to Boris. A 3-year high AAV deal with an opt-out is gold. The real target, the dark horse team that we believe Boris has been negotiating with in complete silence, is the San Diego Padres.
Despite their current financial concerns, the Padres have demonstrated a relentless pursuit of star power and are desperate to solidify their lineup for a critical window. The public noise is all about the Angels needing a third baseman, one anonymous source close to the negotiations stated earlier today. But the real fight is happening between the Pirates and a mystery NL West team who is willing to overpay on a short-term basis to maximize their window. They see Okamoto as an immediate, established 4-hole hitter capable of delivering 30 home runs in Petco Park, which is harder than people think. Boris's leverage is simple. By waiting until the last 24 hours, he eliminates the ability of rival GMs to consult multiple internal committees, forcing a single immediate decision based on FOMO. The conclusion of this intense negotiation will likely be a shock to the media, an unexpected team swooping in, proving that the leverage play was successful. Whether it's the Padres or perhaps another truly out-of-left-field contender like the Giants, the payoff for Okamoto will be significant. He is already guaranteed a massive payday, orders of magnitude above his current NPB salary. But the true prize is the structure that allows him flexibility. If he signs a 3-year deal, even if he performs adequately, the 2027 season becomes his proving ground, a chance to hit the market again as a seasoned MLB veteran, potentially before a global labor slowdown. Imanaga's path to the Astros, a team nobody predicted, should serve as a cautionary tale to those focusing only on the obvious candidates. Okamoto's story isn't about being unwanted. It's about waiting for the absolute perfect moment to maximize his leverage against a deadline that was designed to cheapen his value. This entire episode showcases why the rules surrounding NPB posting must be modernized to reflect the drawn-out nature of modern MLB free agency. We should expect the official announcement, an aggressive 3-year deal with a favorable opt-out clause, to drop suddenly within the next few hours. The question remains, after all this analysis, where do you think Okamoto lands? And will Boris's last-minute leverage play actually secure him a deal significantly better than Murakami's $34 million guarantee? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that like button if you appreciate our deep dive analysis, share this video with your baseball-loving friends, and make sure you subscribe to 604 News now so you don't miss the moment this highly anticipated deal is finally announced.